New York City, the beating heart of America, a skyline that whispers stories of ambition, rebellion, and rebirth. But behind the skyscrapers and flashing lights lie the forgotten names. The ones who built this city before the nation was even born. We all know George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, but what about the founders who made New York the empire it would become? This is the untold story of the dreamers, immigrants, and outcasts, the people whose vision, courage, and contradictions turned a muddy trading post into the capital of the modern world. Before New York, there was New Amsterdam. Founded in 1624 by Dutch traders, it wasn't born from empire or conquest but from business. The Dutch West India Company didn't come for glory. They came for trade, profit, and a foothold in the New World. And in doing so, they laid the foundation for New York's identity, a place of commerce, tolerance, and endless opportunity. Governor Peter Stuyvesant ruled with an iron hand, but even he couldn't suppress the city's spirit of independence. When the English took over in 1664, renaming it New York, they didn't destroy the Dutch legacy, they absorbed it. By the 1770s, New York was the stage for revolution and reinvention. And in this city, three men would shape the future of America in ways few remember. Born in the Caribbean, orphaned and poor, Alexander Hamilton arrived in New York with nothing but a mind on fire. He studied at King's College, now Columbia University, and soon became George Washington's right-hand man. He dreamed of a financial system that would unite the nation, a banking network that began right here on Wall Street. Hamilton's New York was a city of ambition, and in that ambition, he saw the blueprint for America itself. While Hamilton built the economy, John Jay shaped the nation's conscience. Born to a wealthy New York family, Jay became the quiet force behind diplomacy and justice. As the first Chief Justice of the United States, Jay fought for order, a counterbalance to revolution's chaos. He negotiated the Jay Treaty with Britain, securing peace and trade that kept New York thriving. And then, there was Gouverneur Morris, the man who literally wrote the Constitution's preamble. He gave America its most powerful words, "We the people of the United States." Morris was a New Yorker through and through, bold, blunt, and fearless. He believed that America's greatness would rise from its cities, and none greater than his own, New York. But while the founders debated ideals, others were building the city beneath their feet, literally. By the 1700s, nearly 1 in 5 New Yorkers was enslaved. They paved the roads, built the walls, and raised the buildings that formed the early city. In 1991, during construction downtown, workers uncovered a burial site holding more than 400 remains, men, women, and children of African descent. Their discovery rewrote the city's history. Their names were forgotten, but their work endures in every stone of the city they built. After the revolution, the ideals of freedom gave way to something new, prosperity. Men like Robert Livingston and John Jacob Astor turned liberty into opportunity. Astor, an immigrant with little education, became America's first millionaire, buying and selling furs, land, and eventually Manhattan real estate. Wall Street was born not in marble halls, but in a coffeehouse on the corner, where 24 brokers gathered under a buttonwood tree in 1792 to sign the first trading agreement. That one sheet of paper would grow into the New York Stock Exchange, a symbol of power built from the city's original Dutch trading spirit. While men shaped the politics, women fought their own battles, often from the shadows. After her husband's death, Eliza Hamilton spent the next 50 years preserving his legacy and fighting to help orphans in New York. She founded the first private orphanage in the city, one that still stands today. In 1776, as British forces chased Washington's troops through Manhattan, Mary Murray invited the enemy officers to tea. Her charm delayed them long enough for the Continental Army to escape across the island. One dinner party changed the course of a war, and yet, her name barely makes the footnotes. From Dutch traders to immigrant dreamers, from enslaved builders to forgotten women, New York's founders were never one kind of people. They were bold, flawed, visionary, and together they created a city that never stops reinventing itself. New York was built on ideas, freedom, ambition, reinvention, and those ideas continue to echo in every street corner, every skyline, every dreamer who arrives searching for more. So the next time you walk these streets, look around. You're standing in a living monument, built not by a few great men, but by thousands of forgotten founders who shaped the city.